Hey everyone, and welcome to another stream. Hello, assalamu alaikum everyone on Facebook and all other platforms as well. I'm gonna quickly try to set the chats as well. So reply commands and today, there we go. And the title says it all. I don't know what I'm doing. I was working on the automation script using Angular schematics, and I could go beyond a certain point, but I'm not. It works, but I don't think I have the best idea of if it's working fine, which is okay. I don't have to know all the thing all the times. But how have you been doing? How are you doing, everyone? The Monday just ended for most of the people in Pakistan, and in Sweden it's about 9. Is it 9 p.m. already now? About 10 minutes to 9. And what's going on with my cursor? There we go. Awesome. So how's it going, everyone? I'm gonna start sharing my screen as well, and we'll continue taking it from there. By the way, thank you so much for the 1,000 followers who have chosen to follow on GitHub. That's that's big. It's I always say it's like if you have 100 followers on GitHub, it's more than a million followers on Instagram, because yeah, you don't get people on GitHub. People usually don't follow anyone on GitHub. But yeah, thank you everyone who's following. If you're not following, it's gonna be github.com/snirs, and that's how you can keep up with all the projects that I'm working on. So you can find the link right there. And I think I should update my images and whatnot as well. But to tell you what I was doing is, I took a lot of help from the chat GBT, and a lot of it actually did not help me as it should have. But I think that's quite normal. So I did a lot of back and forth on the NX documentation versus a bit of chat GPT, versus a bit of my own knowledge, because I'm a complete noob when it comes to the uh, the schematics and how they should work and what is a tree, and how to get the projects. There are a lot of things that I don't really know by from the top of my head. So I try to find the solutions to my problem, and that is what usually a software engineer does. So what I need to do now is, and I was actually able to make the migration, and I'm really happy about it. You can see all the chapters and all the files in my project have been updated, and that was the whole plan of my migration. What I wanted to do was to replace this whole toolbar that I have right here with a component. That is what I wanted. Now the problem with this is some of the components are standalone components in which this works. The ones where I don't have a standalone components, that is a problem, and I don't want to change those now, at least. So what I want to do is, for the ones that are not standalone components, I have to not add this import right here into the header component. I have to rather do it in the app module. So that is what the struggle is going to be. But first I want to try out what the output should be, and then we'll probably take it from there. By the way, if you have any questions, write down in the chat. You can also run those commands like discord, ngbook, or today to in the chat. So if you put that in the chat, it will give you the responses accordingly for those commands. If you want a particular command to be added into our chat session, you can obviously ask those. But yeah, feel free to ask any questions. And by the way, if you haven't seen, this is the Code with Ahsan shirt that you might not have seen before. And here you can see the Google Developer Experts. Ooh, looks bad. Here, now it looks good. This is the Google Developers Expert, and on the other side, I'm going to show you. We have the IOMX logo. So if you see the IOMX logo right here, this is my team. A lot of the folks are working from Pakistan, but you can find them right here. Da, da, da. There we go. And you can find the expert profile if you want to see that on this link. So it's g.dev/SNIR. Quite similar to the GitHub one, as you can see right there. It's like flipped in my camera. So there. Awesome. So we can have a look at that ourselves as well. And this is the g.dev. I'm not sure if we have gotten the new badge, hidden badges. I think we should have now a 2024 badge as well. That I don't see yet, but maybe it's in the process. Maybe it's in the process. Well, we'll see. Anyways, so back to the original problem. So this, if I want to run npm run serve cc inputs outputs, this I'm in the wrong folder, of course. Now let's run this. So this, we can't change this because this will not compile because of the change that we just did, but we'll see how we can fix that. So I'm going to copy this old one as well, and I'm going to paste that inside the new one. So let's see, port 4200 is already in use. Ooh, let's stop this one. Let's run this one again. Ali, wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. How are you doing, Ali? So I'm going to comment this guy. Let's see, and put this one back. I'm pretty sure it's going to complain about the older component because it can't find it. As you can see, it's not a known element, but that's fine. Is it my son I'm hearing? Yeah, he is. He's still conversing with his mother. Okay, so this is the component, and this needs to change to use the new toolbar, which is this one, right? So if I had to import the new toolbar, I'm not really sure. I think you can't really import this into a module, right? I think you have to declare that within the app module, I think. So if I go here, and if I copy the declaration from here, and if I go to the app module here, then I would have to import this right here. And I don't think I can import this here because I think it is a, can I import this inside header component? Okay, and then if I save this guy too, does it work? Oh, that makes it easy. So now you can see that this whole thing still works. So instead of the app component, we need to do this in the app module.ts, which is fine. So then I will just need to update my code a bit. That's not too bad. We can do that. Ali says, I'm good, alhamdulillah. How are you? I'm good, alhamdulillah. Thank you. I thought I would be tired today, but I was not. I did my regular 9 to 5 job. I'm working on some interesting things at Scania, so yeah, it's fun. So it was a fun whole day working on something interesting. I wrote a lot of front end tests. Was working on some things as well. Apart from that, then I went to my Swedish classes. So I've joined the classes from the middle. So when I joined last week, this was the 7th class, and I missed 6 classes. But even then I thought I would continue. So I'm learning, but I'm also not understanding as good as the others. But I'm still learning because I took 3 classes before as well. So yeah, I went to the Swedish class from 5 p.m. to 6:30, and then left for home. And then I came home, had dinner, spent time with my family, got fresh. Then I came back to my PC to finish this thing because I want to finish this so I can use the same component in all the projects and all the applications. And that is what I'm looking for. So So yeah, we're gonna make this work somehow. How about you? How has your day been? So I'm gonna have to update my component while we're talking about this. So this is my package, or this is my library inside which I was working on this new migration, which is this. And if I remember correctly, let's see. And I was working on this last night or the day before. No, it was last night, and I made some significant progress there as well. And this is the right. Okay. So in here, we are looking at the HTML, but you also want to see if the standalone true is in the component. So when we find the app component TS part, we take out the TypeScript content. So I go and I look into the file. I take out the content of the file, but then I need to see if this file contains a standalone true, which means that the app component is a standalone component. So if I look at, for example, the file here, here you can see standalone true. So this is what we want to find. Faizan says, please can you create a React course in Hindi? I am currently not really sure, to be honest, because I think a lot of people who understand Hindi also understand English. For example, you are writing English, right? So I think you understand English as well, and you also understand what I'm saying. So if I do it in Hindi, I think it will be very limited to just the people who know Hindi and not all the people. So that is where I'm a bit confused. So I've not decided it yet, but I was thinking to create the course on a platform called Teachable, but I'm not sure if it should be in Hindi or if it should be in English. So I'm not really sure. What do you think? People in the chat, what do you think? It should be in Hindi or it should be in English? What do you think? In the meantime, I'm gonna put the code to say once we have gotten the generator. Where did my generator go? My module migration JSON start recipe app toolbar. So in here, once we got the TS file, we need to read the file. So we need to say if so if we don't have TS content, is TS content includes, if it doesn't include, or we could rather say if it includes standalone true, then all of this that we have right here makes sense, right? If we don't have that, then we are going to have to move forward. So let's take this variable out, I would say. So here, let's say because we have two conditions in which we need to do this. So let's say we do let ts content equals empty string. Then we can assign this if that's the case. So if tree exists app component ts part, and we also want to see the ts content to be true. So if I'm thinking, so if ts content does not include standalone true, then we got to change it. So if it doesn't include, then we do something else. And I'm going to take this tree outside. So if it does not include standalone true, that means not standalone component, or not standalone components based app, or an app that uses app.module. So then we handle it accordingly, right? But if it includes the standalone true, then we're going to just check the ts content if it includes. I'm thinking now, actually. Actually, all of this can actually go away. So if I go here, I can actually put all of this right here, and then I can check if it doesn't contain, then we need to read the app module file. So let's see. So here, then we can also just copy paste this. Ali says, great, I'm working on my client's project. What kind of project is it? Can you share? What kind of app are you working on? App module ts path. So then I can say app.module.ts, right? App.module.ts. And then I can see if it does not contain a standalone true, right? And tree.exists. So in our tree, in our whole folder, we do have the path app module ts path. If that exists, then we take out the content of tsconfig to be the app module ts path and with the UTF-8, right? If that's not the case, then we don't really need to change anything, but that's fine. Then we add the import statement to the top of the TS content if it does not include the header component. And if it does, then we'll just leave it. And then we can just update the component decorator to include the imports array. I think this is okay as well. And finally, we write the TypeScript content. But here is what gets tricky. So TS content, and then also we can say let TS target path. I'm not really sure if we should call this tsconfig. I think we should call it something else. Or we could then duplicate as well. Or we could, I'm thinking, let is modules based app equals false. And then if we find that this has standalone true, then we can also make this true. And then here we can say we're going to write this either or. So if is module based app, then we add to app modules ts path, otherwise app component ts path to the content. So this is what we are going to do. Faizan says, your web development course in Urdu helped me a lot. Actually, I have a hearing issue, so my hearing aid only connect to mobile, and due to hearing issues, hand-free sound not enough to understand. And hearing aid is very expensive in Pakistan, so it's a big sell if your teaching is very good. Okay, sure. I think I'll consult and think about it for sure. But good to know. Thank you so much for sharing. Okay, I think this is much better, to be honest. Shall we try this? That means I need to, okay, so I'm going to add this change, but I need to run the migrations again. I'm not really sure. So when and if any one of you know about NX or NX schematics, you can let me know as well. So right now, I've already run the migrations. I think it's probably in the NX cache. And the project JSON, I don't know how we can see if any of the migrations is applied, because I have all the, I have this component, but this, I don't think it has the changes. No, I don't think so. But where does NX keep this information that they have applied all the migrations? So this is my package. I don't need to look into that. This is the version, that's fine. This is also the version, that's also fine. This, I just updated this one. Final, log JSON, start. These are just the files I added. I think that's perfectly fine. Package log JSON. So this is what I'm currently looking at in terms of migration. So I need to change all of this, and we can run the migrations again. Okay. Are we ready? Let's see. So I'm going to discard all these changes that we have done. And now we need to run this again. Okay. So this currently shows the old input and output. If I go and run the migration again, which means I need to go to start, and then I need to go to the migrations. So here, any plan on creating interview questions for web development? Web development is a very broad term. Are you looking something specific? Are you looking questions for React or JavaScript or something like that? Or what are you looking to focus on, if I may ask? Users SN temp empty cache. What the heck? Okay, anyways. So if I go here, and I also can write some tests to check this as well. I think I should probably do that first. But I'm gonna put the start migrations at least for now. But we'll take it from there. So here, I'll put this again. So the test that I was running should be inside. If I go back to my CodewithAhsan packages, recipe, source, migrations, spec. If I try to run the specs for this guy, let's see if it can run React and JavaScript. Okay, I'll mention that. I'll put that in my Notion and see if we can work with that. Is it running my test at all? Or did I put, yeah, it's running. I'm gonna put that in Notion. Let's close that. We got tasks. Personal, maybe GDE to-dos. Maybe we can go and put that inside shorts. So JavaScript, interview questions. How many questions are we looking for? 10. But in interview asked DSA2, which is difficult for me to learn and failed in those questions. How do you learn DSA? Any tip? Just look at YouTube, to be honest. There's no unique answer or one answer to your question. It depends from interviewer to interviewer. So every interviewer basically looks and asks different questions based on their own experience, because not everyone has the same experience. So I would suggest just trying to practice on, if you go to YouTube and search for DSA, you'll find a lot of cool people like Abdul Bari. There, I think Code with Harry. There are so many other YouTubers who have really good content on DSA. You can also look into, I think, Neat Code as well. This one, I think it not only has, I'm not really sure if you have to go pro or you can go without pro as well. I'm not really sure. Maybe you can go without being pro as well. I think if I sign in, would that be with GitHub? Okay, let's see. Is it Neat Code or is it something else? I might be tripping. Authorize. So for now, for example, if I go to 2 pointers, Python, let's go with JavaScript. So 2 pointers, it doesn't show me anything at the moment. Maybe I am missing something. Comprehensive. It takes me down, but what is it trying to do? Neat Code 150. Maybe it's from here actually, not core skills. Oh, here it is. So if I go to Neat Code 150, this is core skills. Oh, there we go. So here, if I go for valid palindrome, no, not lead code. Lead code just has the questions. Neat Code, I think, also has the problems and the solutions as well, I think. Neat Code all. So if I go to here, video solution. So here you can see the question and then also the video for solution as well. Valid palindrome. So here you can practice a lot of data structures and algorithm. I'm gonna share the link in the chat. I've not done it myself. I've never looked into competitive programming or yeah, lead code for that matter. Someday, not today, someday. Okay, so here my tests are passing, but I need to also change this to have a situation where I don't really have the app component, but I have just, maybe I just have the app module, so to say. So here, let's go with migration for standalone apps. And then also we'll do the same. I'm going to copy paste the code for now. I mean, I can do better, but I don't want to do better at the moment. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create two describe blocks, one for standalone and one for, you can say, module based apps. So in this one, I'm gonna still create a tree. I'm also gonna have an HTML in here. Let's have a look at the example from the CC inputs output. So start apps, chapter one, maybe ng on changes. Let's pick that one. So in here we have the app module, right? And this is the code that we are looking at. So if I go here and if I go and pick that, why do I have this app root component? Oh, okay, got you. So this is supposed to be add.module.ts, and inside here, this is my, so I'm preparing my test environment at the moment to have this module.ts. So we don't have an app, I mean, we could have an app component as well. Yeah, we'll have an app component as well. So this is the app module. This is the component. So this is a really simple one. This is not standalone. So let's quickly go and say tree dot write, and here we can say app root slash app dot component dot ts, and we'll write this whole file to the app component. Now this one is not a standalone, right? So when I run this, then I also have the annex.json, which is fine, but I also want to look at one more thing. So in this one, is there anything different? I don't think so. No, but I'm gonna then use the template as well for this one, just to be sure. So let's this guy. Thank you for sharing. No problem at all, Faizan. I hope this helps. Okay, so we got all of that. This one was sharing for CC input output. I need to change this a bit because I want, oh no, we have so many of them. I'm gonna change this to CC. What was the name of the ng on changes? So CC ng on changes. Okay, so this one, no, is it the one? No, the next one. So 21, this changes. Come on, go down. But I changed one, right? Which one did I just change? Okay, let's see. So if is there a shortcut to say I don't want to include this? Okay, let's go to this one and see if we can change that. So replace. Does it come back to the previous one? Oops. So then what we need to do is go back to 39th and then here. So here, let's change this. Come on. So should run successfully. Project.json, chapter 1, CC inputs, outputs, change to this, change to this. Or can I, or I think I can do this a bit smartly. So if I go to the 20th one, which is this, right? I can go to the next one and do command D. Yeah. And then this, and then this no. So this here I can say CC. What? No, all of my changes are gone. Can you share some projects on Munstack which I can make to improve my resume? Have you seen the Munstack crash course from my YouTube yet? Have you seen that? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and that's it. So we can say cc ng on changes, and now we should have only 20. There we go. And we should also see inputs, and is this the second one? No, this is not the second one. So if we go here, I'm just checking if any of my tests actually look for the input output title. I think one of them do. Okay, anyways, so in here cc on changes, blah blah blah, it should contain the header. That's fine. This should change. I think this would have to be exactly this, and on changes. But we can look for it first, let it fail, and then we'll make it pass. But then we should not find this into the module dot, we should find it in the module.ts. Yeah, let's run this and see if this works. So here, watch. Okay, let's see. You guess no, so then you should look into the YouTube then, because it has a huge real world application that you build with Mernstack. So if I go to playlist, I think it's in the courses. Okay, good, awesome. So just to make sure that you're looking at this one, Mernstack crash course. So look into this, and if you're more interested in TypeScript and Angular courses, then you should look into this one. This one was a really nice one. I don't know if this is deployed. I'm not really sure if this one is actually deployed. No, I think it's deployed still. See if I can find it. Smart automations, patching. Hello everyone and welcome. Where's the code snippet? So the front end is here, the back end is here. If I go to front end, threads app, I think this should be, I think it's on Netlify if I remember correctly. Threads, Netlify log in. Is it on Netlify? Maybe I removed it. Did I remove it? Sites. Give me all my sites. Oh, I think no. I think I removed it, or maybe never deployed it. Or maybe removed it. Anyways. So I'm going to go back to my code. All right. So does this pass? No, it doesn't pass because you can see the title does not really have it. So what are we looking at? Migration for module-based application. So this expected detaching change detector from components, which it doesn't because the title here is component communication using ng-on changes. So I should write good tests or correct tests, to be honest. So this is going to be the one. And then we should look into the name. This is going to be wrong as well. So this is going to start crying. Yeah, so ngcdref, that's not the name of the app. The name of the app actually is mentioned right, should be right here, cc ng on changes as we are running it. So this should be cc ng on changes. Let's make sure the test passes. And if this works, then yeah, everything works. Cool. So now that my tests are running fine, that means that my migrations should be smooth as well. And all the applications that I have should have the migrations done. So this actually ensures that my app module can import the component ngCbiUI header, and my HTML also updates. So now all my applications should work fine. That is what I'm trying to say in a nutshell. So I've updated the tests. The tests also work. I mean, I do want to refactor the tests and the code a bit, but not really, to be honest. Do I have the name of the app in the string? because if there's even a slight change, then I don't want to do it. Okay, I can see I don't have it. So here I can actually find both of them, and I can say nx JSON, and I can create that JSON at the end for now. Cons nx JSON equals this guy. Did I copy two of them or just one of them? Two of them. Okay, I'm gonna remove that. Okay, there we go. So we got the nx JSON that is being used in two places. Nice, nice, nice. And I think there was also something that else that I could also configure. So this is the problem. Like, this is TC inputs outputs. So this has to be workspace JSON. Has a lot of things that I don't want to centralize. It's fine. Fazan says, what are the future plans? Do you have any plan on creating tutorials on languages like Java, Python, or any other? I don't really know Java. I don't really look a coder who don't even know how to install bots in the Discord channel to stop filthy spams. But I think there are no spams right now in the Discord, and we do have bots. So Fazan is asking, what are the future plans? Do you have any plan on creating tutorials on new languages? Yeah, so Java, Python, I don't really know them yet, but maybe at my work at Scania, I might use Java. Then I might be doing it. But to go to the Discord thingy, I'm just gonna check if we still have spams. I don't think so, because I think a lot of those were handled by, yeah, I don't see any spams at the moment. There were spams. For example, here you see breakout room. You can see there's a number on it, lounge and activities. So if I click this and see the chat, you don't see anything there, because if I go to mod logs, is it here? No, I think it's mod room. Not here. There was a mod log here. So yeah, here you can see that. So you can see message sent by blah blah blah, deleted in here. So what you're saying, Bakhtiar Hussain, I think if you were the one who sent spams and I kicked you out, then you need to check what links you're clicking. But if you're saying that there are no bots in Discord, so you can see it right for yourself and get the brain checked, I would suggest to do that, because I don't see any spams, and this is being handled by the bots. So yeah, get out, in short. So now that we have the tests working, maybe we can look into just applying it in the nx.js, and also maybe remove this comment as well. Let's also remove this guy as well. Let's also see if I have any more comments right here. Let's remove that. Let's remove this guy. Let's save this. Let's see if I have any more comments. So simulate adding. Let's remove this guy. And okay, so when I do Control D, it shows, it selects that as well. That's interesting. How do you learn any new language? What is your approach? You learn through docs or projects? Both. So I try to create as many projects as possible. So I try to learn the core concepts, but then also implementing them as much as possible. For example, one of the things that I'm learning right now is Vim. So it's not a language per se, but it's a tool. So I'm trying to learn Vim motions, and I'm trying to do it as frequent as possible. For example, right now I'm not doing it. First of all, because this is Windows, I really hate how Vim works in Windows, but I can probably fix it. But the second reason is I also want to not struggle here while I'm working on my own projects. Then I use Vim. Even if I'm struggling, I still try to use that. So everything that you learn the first time or you start something new, you're gonna get stuck and you're going to be slow. But the key is to give time. So my approach is usually to start learning, to start creating projects. I'm not usually very successful in the beginning. For example, just with this particular automation library that I'm working on, I spent about 6 hours just to try to see how I can get started. Where should I run the tests, for example? And I was stuck like forever, for about 6 hours. But then it started to make sense. So it takes a while before you actually get better at something or get good at something. So my approach usually is to give it time, or I always keep in my mind that I have to give this time, and then it helps. Okay, so now that we have all of this, I think we can try this out. To be honest, are we ready? Let's try this in the start, and we'll see if all of the projects that we have work. So right now this one is running the, okay, let's stop the server. Let's go to start and let's run nx migrate, run migrations. All right, the moment of truth is here. Hopefully this works. And if this works, then we're just going to be left with, I think, I know 2 or 3 projects in my whole repository which are not bound with NX. And that is by design, because in those recipes in the book, I'm trying to teach the readers how to do it by themselves. So, so we're gonna see if everything works fine. Hopefully everything works fine. So you can see there's 2 changes, but I'm hoping to have changes in all my files, all the folders. So we have 80 plus projects in which my current automation or migration is supposed to work. And you can see it is even less than 100 lines of code. But what it's going to try to do is it's going to try to replace all the headers in all the applications so they look the same and they use the same component. Now that it's taking so much time and it's sort of stuck here, I think I'm very positive that this is going to work. But let's see. Let's see. But I also want to do one thing. If I can, let's see if I can find. So if I go to Facebook and if I go to my page and if I also go to this guy and if I also block and any profiles that they may create. Awesome. There we go. All right. Do we have all the changes yet? No, it doesn't seem like. So let's wait, because I can hear my PC running a bit fast, and I think that it's trying to go inside each file and trying to update that. So we just have to wait for a while, and then we'll be good. Mm-mm-mm. I think we're getting there. Do, 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 do. Updating Angular CDK to version 17. Oh, there we go. So here, ran replace app toolbar from CodewithAhsan ng cookbook recipe. Now this is my own custom package running NX migrations, and you can see all of these have been updated, but I don't see any app. I don't see any app Oh, no way. I did not. I did not create a build of the new package. Sad. I need to discard all the changes. Sad. Let's do that. Let's do that again then. So I need to go inside cd CodewithAhsan npm run build. All I forgot to run the build, of course. So it ran the old one. So we'll run this one again, and then we'll hopefully see the changes. Let's go to start. Let's run the migrations again, and hopefully everything should work, but we will just have to wait for a while, but that's fine. That's perfectly fine. I think I should probably create a tutorial around this. Oh no, what happened? What happened? Command fail, nx migrate, run migrations. Npm audit false. A complete log of this. It doesn't say what happened. I'm gonna run nx reset. I'm gonna also go here and run. Oh no, need to do it here. So nx migrate, run migrations. Excuse me. Okay, so now the migrations are running, but it's gonna take some time. So yeah, feel free to ask any questions in the meantime. We'll wait for this to finish for now. Why is karma still the default? By the way, did we look into how many people we've gotten so far on the courses? 1133. Okay. Not too bad. I'm gonna also try to see if I can grab Abu Anwar for the podcast, but we'll see. This needs to change. It's not this anymore. Yay, it's not that one. It's actually this one now. Yes. So how do we let's then change that while this is running. So I'm gonna open my CodewithAhsan. I think it's this one. I think it's this one. Let's see. I think it's this one. Where did my go? Oh no. Git pull and search for what is it called? MUSD SNIRs. It's right here. You need to change this to CodewithAhsan. And this workspace is using the Vim. So MUSD and CW CodewithAhsan. I need to see how do I bind I need to see how do I bind the escape key to, sorry, the caps lock to escape in Windows. We'll have a look at that. So let's go with the C3W. Wait, no, escape C. I could also just say Shift C, of course, and this should be g.dev/snirs within quotations. And I think we can push this git status, git commit, and here we can say fix site metadata share or site metadata, fix the bio.link. Fix the bio.link. Fazan says, I failed many interviews due to DSA and sometimes due to problem solving. How do you improve your problem solving? You improve that by creating projects or working on a lot of codes. So you can't really improve just by looking at code or looking at tutorial. You need to put time in actually coding. You need to put time in creating a lot of projects. That's what I do. I create a lot of projects. I work on a lot of projects. I work on a lot of automation scripts. You just saw me writing some if conditions. So this is very basic stuff, but in the long run, that also helps you quite a lot. So just create a lot of projects, create a lot of passion projects. That's what I would recommend you. So now the script works fine because you can see we have app HTML, right? But we also have the app module, which has it right here. However, it seems like this is not correct because it adds a comma here for some weird reason, and this is not good, right? This is not good. Or just don't add anything in the, or just don't add anything at the end, but add at the start, or handle it gracefully. I mean, it's either this or that. So this, because of this, the app component HTML is not happy. So if I remove this guy, the app component HTML is happy. So one flaw in our code, we need to fix that. So I'm gonna revert the changes, of course, again, and we're gonna go to our file, and we need to see that our replace toolbar, which should be right. Where are you? Replace app toolbar. This one, instead of adding it at the end with a comma, this is what's causing is if it already has a comma, then it doesn't like it. So we don't want that. We want we have two capturing groups. One where we are trying to get the first imports and this, right? Let's check that in the regex world. So here, let's do some regex today. Look at that, regex 101. So if I, now the thing is, if you're seeing this right now, Faizan, if I wanted, I could just, I know what the fix is, but now I'm diving deep into it by trying things out. So this is what you need to do. Just try and not directly jump to the solution, but understanding why things work, how they work. So right now here, I'm going to show you what the file looks like. So this is the file, right? This is the file that we have. And the regex right now captures two things. It captures the whole imports. So it starts with the imports, however many spaces can come between, then it starts with the bracket. Inside there can be anything but the last or the ending bracket. So it captures everything. So this is the first group, and the second group is essentially the ending one. So from here, the first matching group is this, as you can see. So everything but the last one. So this is the first matching group, this whole thing till the blocking and blah blah blah. That's the first capturing group, as you can see. The second capturing group is just the bracket, which is right here. So what I need to do is, I know that in my code, the first capturing group is imports. So what I want to do is, I want to say, I'm thinking now. Because from the one here, I'm thinking now actually. So what I want to do is, I want to do the first input capturing group from here, right? Sorry, till here. Then here, the second capturing group. So it can be anything. And then the third capturing group. Or actually, I can actually put these into the second capturing group. Now let's test those out. So if I copy this, now I want to have the imports and start this in one capturing group and everything else in the other capturing group. So this is what I want. So if I replace this now you can see this is the group 1 because I'm capturing the small brackets here. So imports, any sort of spaces, and then just the starting bracket. This is the first group. This is going to be $1. This is the second capturing group. So everything except the last closing bracket. And then in the end, the closing bracket. That is the second capturing group. So if I look at group 1, here you have imports, blah, blah, blah. And this is the second group. So I want to now change this to, or I want to change this to say, I want to add the header component right here after $1. Then I need to have a comma, and then I need to have everything else. So previously, this was going inside this file, and it would add header component like this. This is not what I want. I want to add header component here because then I don't have to worry about the trailing commas. I hope that makes sense. So yeah, I'm gonna go away. So I'm gonna fix that. App module remove. Thank you. And then this is what we are doing. So now it should work. So I'm gonna quickly go to CodewithAhsan, and here, what did I do? Oh, the latest change. Let's add that, and then we can say npm run build all. And I see it has been just exactly 1 hour since we have been live. So we'll probably close soon. Are you available Wednesday afternoon? No, I'm not. Okay, so now that we have run this, start, nx reset, nx migration, run migration. Epic says, I can help you, bro. Help in what? To be free on Wednesday? No, you can't. I'm still gonna be busy. Nx migrate, run migrations. Or can you be more specific on what kind of help you're providing? Okay, so this should help. I think this should fix the issue. Coding, as in what? Stop sending one line and then leaving me to think about what you mean. Write a detailed message on what you're trying to help me with. Okay, so we got this. We got the regexes stuff as well. Do, 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 do. Okay, so there was a someone, but can I? Okay, so I think I should also put that in the cloud streaming. Da, da, da. Do, 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 do. Streaming right now about things I don't know. Angular schematics, automation, updating 80 plus projects. I should have probably sent the video link. Is it? But I think it's the same. Okay, let's go. So yeah, Epic, I don't understand still what you're trying to say. Okay. I also have to spend some time on finally seeing how many projects I have just open and need to get done, because I have so many. Some of them even are not finalized. So for example, Focus Doro needs update. So this one needs to have some settings on, what timer do you want there, and things like that. So we'll see when the time comes. But I'll let this finish. Hopefully this should work. And I also was looking at the updated code with dev site, which should show my about having the nice bio link code with Ahsan. Look at that. Now this one shows the correct one. So we're good. Awesome. What did I also update? I think I also updated one of the blogs that contained, I'm not really sure. By the way, if you have not looked into the web dev roadmap, you can also look at this right here. There we go. And let's hope that this one finishes correctly, hopefully. And I also needed to update my slides for a talk I'm giving tomorrow. Is it tomorrow? No, it's on Wednesday. Okay, there we go. We probably have something done. So app component HTML, this is not crying, so this is good. App module TS, look at that. We got the header component correctly imported from the package, and this is there. That's nice, super nice. App title, app name, both are there. Spacer, as it was, it came back. What I do want to make sure actually is this. The notification button you see right here in CC inputs outputs, and don't worry, my camera is just dead from the time, because in 1 hour it just dies from the starting. So if this works, then I think I'm really gonna be really happy. So let's have a look. Actually, I'm gonna run the npm run. Oh, I need to go outside. Npm run serve ng cc, no, not ng, cc inputs outputs. Let's run this and see if the header is accurate. So I'm gonna it's mixing Swedish with English right now. It's gonna say I'm gonna oxo story. There we go. Ooh, inputs outputs. No, inputs output. Epic 5 saying you're making a website. No, I'm not making a website. I'm actually writing some code that updates more than 80 projects in my workspace to have a nice little Angular header, as you can see. That's what I'm trying to do. Okay, so all of these seem to me that they are actually working pretty nicely, but we have a problem, right? What problem do we have? I'm going to show you what problem do we have right now. If I go to and I can stop the tests. It's always good to write your tests because then you can make sure your code works. So I'm gonna go to final, and if I run npm, no, not final, npm run serve ng cc inputs outputs final and port, let's say 4100. So that's not fun. It took my port out. But is it running the final one or is it running the port one? I think it's running still the start project, not the final one. Let's see. Maybe it's running the final one. We'll see. Yeah, this is running the final one. So if I update the notifications, you can see the notification here also updates. Da 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 da. Remove notification. Da 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 da. It works. Oh, but I don't. I think I should do this so you see what I'm talking about. So here, add notification updates the notification right here. Removing it updates from here as well. And we are doing a component communication just like this. In the starting one, it does not. But in the starting one, in which I have updated the header, you can also see that you don't see the header. And that is bad. So what we should have done is this whole thing actually needs to go inside the component. So, and this is one of the things that I anticipated would go wrong. But before that, I want to see how many projects are there which have not been updated. So I want to include start, and there's only one project. That's good. This is good. I hope there's only one. But I want to also make sure with this. Okay, so there's only one. No, there's two. I told you there are 2 or 3 that I know. So just setup and PWA conversion. I need to write this down so I don't forget. Give me my pen. So which one is this? Is the ng jest setup. Ng jest situp. And then the second one is ng PWA conversion. Ng pwa conversion. Okay, so I've got these 2, but that's fine. What did I have in mind? Yeah, the thing that needs to render things inside. So now that I've updated all the things which I still haven't staged, but you know what the fun part is? I can fix all the headers by just one line of code. And that is because now every component is using the same header, which is awesome. So if I go to my source, not source actually, ngcbui, and if I go to lib header here you see I don't really have a place where I want to render the content. So here is what I'm going to do. I'm going to add ng content right here, which means that I will render anything that's coming from the outside inside here. And that means here we will automatically start showing this little button. So we need to check that. So for that, I also need to build the whole thingy. So I need to now go to my CodewithAhsan package and run npm run. I think it's called build lib. Let's see. Is that something? Do we have that? Npm run build lib. Build lib. Yeah, we do have that. So this will run this will build the application or the component library using this. And this means that our header would start showing this button, because we do have that inside our app component HTML. I'm going to add that so I don't lose the changes. So our component is passing these things inside. All we need to do is just to use those. So now I'm going to quickly stop the server, TypeScript restart, or TypeScript restart. Does it do restart TypeScript? Yeah, Angular could also be one. Anyways, so I'm gonna run npm run serve ng, not ng, cc inputs outputs. So if I run this one, and I was running the final one before, but if everything goes fine, then we should start seeing this guy right here, even in the new header, or I can actually already see it, which is funny. Well, we'll see. I don't know how, and I don't know why. Let's see. There we go. Oh, let's go. So now our starting one and our final one both show the button. And if I add this, this works. If I do this, nothing works, which is good, which is what we wanted. Okay. So I'm going to double check all of them. So this one, because I obviously this whole code base that you see right here, this is being used by the people who have bought the book, who have paid money. So yeah, I need to make sure that this works for them. So here I'm actually using cc inputs outputs. This is the module that is coming in, but that should be fine. Can you code in Python and C#? No. I've coded a bit, but I haven't coded a lot in Python, and I've coded a bit in C# as well, but that was years ago. So no, I can't at the moment. Okay, but I think I can right now at least have these changes done, because this is quite stable. So I like this. I should have probably just recorded this as well, but that's fine, because I will also add these into my next talk as well. So here, let's go git status. We can say git commit feed CodewithAhsan, replace app toolbar generator. Finalized the generator, I think, and we also updated the package.json for start, CodewithAhsan, and final. Updated the header component to use ng content. I think we'll keep it like this, but I also want to then keep adding each component so we can also see that they are working fine. So if I go, I think one of the things that I can do just to make sure that everything works is I can go inside start, and I can run nx build or nx run many build. I know there's one component that should not build, if I'm correct, because one of the recipes has an intentional large bundle size. So yeah. Oh, it should be npm run many target build. So we have 88 projects. Ooh, I always thought like 80 plus, but it's 88 projects. But we also have two more. So we have 90 projects. Ooh, interesting. Interessant. But Epic, can you code in Python or C? If everything works, then I think we're good. Apart from that one project, if 85 of 86, sorry, it says 85 now. 3 out of 85 tasks in parallel. Built for 88 projects, 3 out of 82. Anyways, oh, so it runs 3 at once, but that's fine. So yeah, one of them failed, 2 of them failed. Oh, this is gonna be interesting now. Sherlock Holmes, thank you so much for the follow. I didn't see that before. Oh, okay. I just remember something that I needed to do. But we'll do it. It's fine. We'll do it before I sleep. 4 out of. That's interesting. This one is the budget one. Okay. This is ng animation keyframes. Okay, interesting. Where is this one? ng animation keyframes. What happened to this guy? Oh, here. What happened to this? So button class. This is not good. What happened to this guy? So this means that a lot of other applications might also fail. While fixing this, it somehow ignored ng class. That's not fun. That's not fun at all. I'm going to write this. I don't know why we've got in, because that is super weird, because it's not my code doing it. When we format the files, or when NX tries to format the file, I think that's when it goes wrong. Okay, ng class. So ng jest setup, ng pwa, and ng class went class got messed up. That's super interesting. I did not see that. Faizan is asking, I want to ask, do you teach in live classes except YouTube? And if yes, how I can approach you for live teaching? I don't do live sessions, but if you want to have a one-on-one discussion, that you can book. You can book it via this link. I'm going to share that in the chat. So bio.link/CodewithAhsan. Here you can find a one-to-one meeting. So for those of you who have not done it yet or who don't know, you can go to the buymeacoffee.com/CodewithAhsan, and if you want, you can get a one-on-one booking by either of these. So in the shop, you should find a charity campaign for Gaza that we're doing right now. But apart from that, I think there's also one more. I think in the extras you can find. So usually it's 30 euros. Is it euros or pounds? Don't even know anymore. But whatever, you can pick this one, and if you're a member, then you get even more discount on that, so we can have more chat together. So I'm gonna share the link in the chat, but you can find it right here. So if you want the cheap one, you can just go with the charity campaign for Gaza. Okay. 6 failed, and I think it's the same thing. ng switch. So look at this, ng switch, ng class. It seems like they're not really being registered, or they're maybe while formatting they're being changed somehow. That's not good. That's not good at all. haha. But then we have something that causes this to fail. What is that? What is in our code? It could be our code or it could be something else. So I always assume there's an issue with my code first before we come to the conclusion that this is not our problem. So let's look at the HTML because this only did in the HTML. So here, update the HTML content right here. So then it says get the toolbar, and we are using Cheerio. Maybe it's Cheerio doing the weird stuff. So we get the content, then we take the toolbar, but then when we get the okay, now I get it. This is the part which is causing trouble, because when it loads the whole HTML, it converts all the tags actually into, oh no, that's not good. It changes the attributes. That's not good. That's not good. So now we'll have to find a way for those as well. But there are at least 9 projects which are failing. So I think it's going to take us a bit more streams to perfect this. How can we do something? Because we okay. But this part is actually also flawed a bit. We don't want to do that. The problem is, as soon as this loads the toolbar, all the attributes are converted. So they will change from anything, and when we are writing that back to the HTML, it's not going to be the same. It's not going to be the same. So we'll look into it. We'll look into it. But I'm going to write this so I don't forget. ng class got messed up, and now we know why, because we're using Cheerio. We are actually loading the whole template into the variable. We are then manipulating that HTML, but we don't want to load the whole HTML as a DOM element, because if we do so, ng class becomes a smaller ng class, ng switch becomes a smaller ng switch, and everything gets messed up. So we don't want. So I'm gonna write Cheerio causing the mess. Cheerio causing the mess. Okay, so we got 12 out of 88 failed. I'm gonna also write that as well. 12. I mean, not that it matters, to be honest, but it's always good to record what's happening and why it's happening. But with that said, this means that if I need to fix this, I need at least one more hour to test this with my tests and make sure that all the attributes are preserved, everything looks as it should. I should write better tests for this as well, which I don't have right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually revert the changes that we have here, or maybe I'm going to leave it right now, not commenting. So I'm going to leave it as it is right now. We have made progress. We have fixed the standalone versus non-standalone one. We've also allowed the buttons to be shown there, but we have a problem with if anything of it, or if any of the app component HTML is a bit advanced and has any directives, poof, causes pain. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go, and I wish you all the best for the time that you have left on this earth. Just kidding. For this week. Yeah, I'm kidding again. So have a great week, and thank you so much for joining in, and I'll see you in the next stream. Thank you. Have a good one. Bye.